Hey dolls, Miss Nelly Woo here, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm going to be showing you gals how to slay with this look right here. All the details and tutorial coming up. Stay tuned. Okay dolls, so before we get started, I would like to mention that all of the products I'll be using will be in the description box below. So first off, I like to start with clean hands and a clean face. As you can see here, I am rubbing in my primer. The primer that I'm using is by IzMe, New York, and it's their Pro Foundation HD Primer in the color Clear. I'm using my hands and blending it in all over my face just to prep the face for the foundation that I'll be using. This primer gives my skin such a smooth and silky finish and covers up all of those pores on my face. So next I'm using my Maybelline FITme Foundation. It's a matte foundation and I'm using it in the color 330, which is Toffee. Again, I'm just using my hands to rub it all over my face and blend it in. And because this is a soft glam tutorial, I didn't want to use too much. I was going for a lightweight to medium coverage. And so that's what I'm doing here, is making sure that I've covered all areas of the face to give it a smooth finish. Now I'm applying my favorite concealer ever. It's Girl Pro Conceal in the color medium bisque. So right now I'm just applying it right up underneath my eyes to cover the bags. To cover the bags, honey. Get those dark circles out of here. I've applied it to the bridge of my nose, also my forehead, on my chin and right up underneath my nose, and also to the sides of my nose. Now I'm just applying it to the cheeks, right up underneath that cheekbone, just to give a little bit of definition. And now I am blending, honey, just blending. I'm using my beauty blender and I'm just dabbing. I'm just dabbing the makeup, dabbing the concealer on my face. I know you guys know how to dab. Anyway, I'm just dabbing the concealer on my face, making swift movements, not necessarily dragging the makeup across my eyes, but just doing a stipling move and making sure that I blend the makeup. That's the most important part, is blending and blending and blending. Just blend, blend, and blend till you can't blend anymore. As you can see, I'm still blending, making sure that the concealer blends with the foundation that I put on my face in the previous step. And right about now, my arm is on fire from all of this blending. Now I'm applying my NYX Wonder Stick. This stick is the one with Makeup Shayla on the box, and it's in the color Deep Profond. I know you guys have probably, most likely, definitely heard of Makeup Shayla. She's an amazing YouTuber and she's one of my faves. So yes, this is her stick, and on one end it has a highlight and on the other end it is a contour stick. So I'm using the darker shade as a contour, and I've applied it to my forehead and also to my cheekbones. And right now I'm just blending that in so I get a little bit of darkness around my head and on my cheeks, give it a little bit of definition. So here I'm using the same Wonder Stick that I used to contour my forehead and my cheeks. I'm applying it to both sides of my nose and right up underneath the brow. And here you can see me blending. This is done just to accentuate the nose and to give it some depth right in that area there, right around the eye and on the sides of the nose. You can just see me blending and blending until I can't blend anymore, dolls. That's the trick. I like to spend a little bit more time focusing on the nose just so that I ensure I get my desired outcome. Here you can really begin to see the depth of the contour on my nose. So I'm just blending and blending. Before, you could tell that my nose looked a little bit wide at the bottom, and the contour makes it appear more narrow. And that's the whole point of the contour, is just to accentuate the nose and make it look a little bit more narrow. All right, so I'm using the other end of the Wonder Stick, and I'm going to highlight those cheeks. So I'm using my wonderful Beauty Blender, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that in right on top of the darker shade that I used in the previous step. And I'm just blending and blending until you can no longer see a straight line going down the side of my cheeks. Now I'm using my brush to apply some brush right to my cheeks. Don't get mad at me, but I seriously do not know what color this is. It's probably a dark rose pinkish color. Please forgive me, I don't know what color it is. But I applied that to the cheeks. And next, with this brush, I am applying a highlight. And this highlight is by LA Girl, and it's their Velvet Highlight Contour Stick. So I've just rubbed a little bit on the brush, and now I'm applying it right up underneath the eye and along the bridge of my nose. And you can see the shimmery, shiny look I'm getting there. I'm also going to apply it underneath the nose and also on my chin. So now I'm looking a little shimmery, shiny there. And on to the brows. As you can see, I'm using the brush, the eyebrow brush, and I'm just going to get those hairs in line. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and use my angle brush, and I'm applying my NYX Tame Frame Tinted Brow Pomade in the color Espresso. So I've outlined the first brow, and now I'm just filling it in. I'm adding a tail because my eyebrows are so scarce. Over the years, I've plucked and waxed and tweezed, so I don't really have brows, but that's okay. We're applying our brow pomade and we're getting those eyebrows together, honey. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep on filling in that brow to make it look just like the other one on my face. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and highlight the brow. And for that, I opted not to use a concealer. I'm using my Maybelline FITme Foundation in the color 240. Now this foundation was a shade that I used on my face, but clearly I'm not that shade anymore. So I've just opted to use it as the highlight for up underneath my brows. And I'm just going to go ahead and line that to make sure that I don't have any type of marks from the brow pomade. I'm just going to rub that in with my finger and make sure that I don't have any harsh lines left from the foundation and get that nice and smooth. And we're moving on to the eyelids. So I'm applying the same LA Girl Pro Concealer in the same color, medium bisque. I'm just going to dab that on the eyelid and get it ready for the eyeshadow. I want to make sure that the shades that we're using stick. So now I am applying my first shade. Now let me just mention that all of the shades that I'm using are by MAC. This first shade that I've applied to the lids is called Shroom. And I'm just making sure that I get enough on there so you can really see it. It's a really light color, and so I just wanted to make sure that I get it all on there. Next, I'm using the color Arena. It's a peachy color and I absolutely love it. This is my go-to color, especially for this soft glam look, because it goes with so many different looks and it's really versatile. I decided to use it on this tutorial just to give a softer look. The last color that I'm using is called Tempting, and it's more of a brownish bronze color, and I use it right on the outer edges of the eye and also in the crease of the eye to give it some dimension and a little bit of depth. That's my favorite word, y'all, depth. We gotta get that depth in there. They gotta know, they gotta see these colors pop. So I'm using that right in the crease just to give it some dimension. All right. I'm using the same shade as before, the color Shroom. That's the lightest color that I used on the lids. And I'm just applying it to the lower lash line. For this look, I opted not to do an eyeliner at the bottom lash line because this is a soft glam for you dames out there, and I wanted to keep it with a softer look, less dramatic. So I'm only applying liner to the top lid. As you can see, I'm just going across the lid, and I like to pull my lid because I'm doing a wing at the end, and to make sure that the line is straight, make sure that the wing is intact, I like to go ahead and pull the lid and make sure that that line is super straight. As you can see, I'm getting that wing together, making sure that the line is straight and that my liner looks good. So now I've moved on to my setting powder. This one is by Ruby Kisses. It's their HD Set and Forget setting powder in the color Invisible. I chose to use the invisible one over the banana powder. Just wanted to try something different, see how it worked out. So I went ahead and put a little brush over my cheekbones and right up underneath the eyes, and we're going to let that bake, honey. Moving on to the eyelashes. These are Demi Wispies, and I just used some glue and put those on. I'm applying my mascara because I totally forgot to apply that first before I put on my first lash. And this one is by Rimmel. It's their Volume Flash Scandalous Eyes Mascara. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply the second lash. Wow, I was having a little bit of trouble there. All right, so we got the lashes on. Now we're going to blend that setting powder in to set the foundation and concealer that we used. All right, so now moving on to the lips, and I'm using my NK lip liner in the color Choco. Applying that to the upper lip, just doing an outline because we're going to be creating an ombre effect on the lip. It's gonna look fab, darling. And now I'm doing the bottom lip, making sure I get a good line. And we're going to move on to the lipstick, which is Ruby Kisses matte lipstick in the color Infinite Love. Just filling in the lips. And we're going to use our gloss, which is by NYX Cosmetics in the color Mauve. So this is going to make the lips pop. As you can see, I'm rubbing those lips together, blending those colors. Isn't it fab, darling? I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and also I am absolutely loving the way this turned out, you guys. As you can see, I'm feeling myself a little bit with all of these looks and head turns, but it's so glam. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. I love subbies. I'll see you guys soon. Be blessed, my beauties.